Hello! Welcome to the Cup Night channel. My name is Shane, and yeah, I'm in a new environment today, and with much better internet than what I have had previously had access to. It feels nice. So yeah, uh, new setup, so bear with me. I haven't used this one before, so we'll see how it goes. And hopefully I'll be able to do some live streams pretty soon. But yeah, to get onto the message, today I'm going to be connecting to the energies of the moon and Neptune. And if we look at Stellarium over here, you can see the moon is in Pisces, and so is Neptune, right there next to Saturn. And this is the observable position of the planets. So you can see here it is December 1st, 2025. Happy December, everybody. And it's about 3:43 where I am right now in the afternoon, PM. So yeah, and it's kind of funny if we zoom in on the moon. The moon is like right here on the tail of this fish in Pisces, at least the way that it's being displayed in Stellarium, you know. And this fish is kind of like leaping out of the water. It's like leaping upwards, so there's this like upward trajectory that we're dealing with here. And then Neptune is just nestled right underneath this fish, which is also kind of leaping in a way, but they're tied together. So it's like these two fish are leaping in opposite directions, but their destinies are still tied together. They have this ribbon tied around their tails. So there may be some kind of a split happening in your life right now. Maybe you're moving away from someone, or just the dynamic of the relationship has changed, or your relationship with a group, maybe finding yourself in a new place like me. Yeah, I am very grateful to be in this new place. It is just, yeah, it's a blessing. I feel very lucky because I have a very nice setup right now for my life. So if we look at the moon and Neptune on the True Sky astrology chart, these use the actual size of the constellation. So you'll see some are bigger than others. Pisces is a pretty big one. Virgo is the biggest. And those are the two that oppose each other. But we see the moon is here and just entered the 12th house in Pisces. And Neptune is more at the beginning of Pisces in the 11th house. So we're dealing with the 11th and 12th house, which is all about endings, but also endings associated with big picture things. 11th house, right? This is like global scale ideals and communities and things like that, the future, right? And the 12th is kind of this mysterious house of endings, wrapping things up, hidden enemies, even, right? Just the dark and the mysterious is generally the vibe I get from the 12th. But it's also the house right before the beginning of something new, when the sun rises again, the house of Aries, right? So yeah, definitely big ending energy here. And you'll see Neptune is still retrograde. Saturn is no longer retrograde. It is now appearing to move forward in the sky when we look at it. Neptune still appears to move backwards, but it's so far away that we can't see it with our naked eyes anyway. You have to use a telescope or binoculars to see it. But yeah. So that being said, let's get started with a random saying here. Oh, actually, before I randomize this, on the pre-shuffle for tarot, I got the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, these lights are so bright. There we go. So yeah, once again, this idea of endings, 10, right? Completion, a number of completion. And maybe some kind of fortunate change in your circumstances. Oh, shout out to the channel. We got the Knight of Cups underneath the Wheel of Fortune. So Cup Knight, thank you for appearing before us today. You might be receiving, somebody is actively bringing you an offer of some kind with the Knight of Cups showing up, maybe a romantic offer or just one that's somehow emotional in some sense, or spiritual even, maybe some kind of spiritual connection coming towards you. And then for the archetypes, we have the King, number 12, so 12th house energy coming through again. And to me, this card is always like, well, actually, this time, now that I'm looking at it, the emphasis is being drawn to the palm of the hand where that seal is, right? It's like a done deal with the number 12, the 12th house energy there. Something is, yeah, some vow, some commitment. It's signed and sealed, is what I'm getting from this right now. Okay, now let's see what saying we get today. Haste makes waste. Okay. So, what I'm getting from this is it can be very exciting when things are ending, when they're coming to a close. But you don't want to rush, right? You want to let things play out the way that they need to, let the energies kind of unravel the way they need to, right? Let the wheel turn as slowly as it needs to, because the more you are in tune with that movement, the better things are going to play out in your life. If you try to rush the energy whenever it doesn't want to be rushed, then you're going to create problems and potentially waste opportunities, right? So yeah, nice and slow, slow and steady, coming through. All right, and before I draw some cards, let's get a figure. An ant. Huh. Okay. Yeah. So ants are incredibly efficient creatures, and this is giving me 11th house energy because ants work together in large communities, right? Large nests, and they depend on each other to make the colony of ants work appropriately. So yeah, there may be some kind of element of collaboration involved in this transition, this ending to this new cycle for you. And also, ants are incredibly strong, right? They can lift, so it is said, 10 times their body weight, right? And ants are specialized. There are different types of ants that do different things. There are worker ants, there are scouting ants, there's the queen ant, which produces the entire colony, the source of the entire colony, right? So there's all these different roles. They're like mega soldier ants that are like super buff, and they fight off other ant colonies that are competing for the resources in the same area. Yeah, ants are fascinating. So let's see what wants to come through. It's kind of funny. We got haste makes waste. Ants are pretty fast moving, right? They scurry about, but they do it very methodically, and they move at a pace that is sufficient to their form, right? So I'm getting more of this idea of like moving at the appropriate pace. Don't go too fast, don't be too hasty, but moving at an efficient and strong pace suited to your capabilities. A comfortable pace, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Whoa, okay. All right, so on the bottom, we got shapeshifter. So yeah, things are definitely changing, right? We can feel that with the 11th, 12th house energy. Oh, that's so bright. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, so the number 15 coming through, or 6. This card has been coming up a lot in my readings lately. I had a couple cards fly out. The first one that flipped over is, once again, this idea of endings, Thanatos, death, right? This death energy and ending. Yeah. The energy has piled up so much in the center of this web that the web can no longer contain it, and there is a breakthrough. Or the spider has come home to clear the nest, right? To finally feast, convert this energy into something else. So you get the number 73 coming through, or the number 10, which, once again, endings, right? Wheel of Fortune, number 10. We have the underworld. Yeah, wow. So things going on below the surface, right? And with this one, we've got the number 48, which is a 12. Yeah, so 12th house coming through again. And the underworld card is perfect representation of 12th house energy. It's things going on below the surface, the hidden things that you don't really realize are happening, but there's so much going on, right? I mean, look at all those worms breaking down all of those things. Definitely an energy of death here, of endings again. Goes really well with Thanatos. And finally, we have Eros. So intimacy. Yeah, I'm really being drawn to every time I see this card. Really, it's that diamond in the lips, right? It's this idea of like having value in the most intimate parts of yourself. You know, having your lips on the value. So we have the number 71 or 8 coming through, eighth house, and eighth house is definitely that sexual energy, that intimate house. All right, so yeah, we got some really dark, mysterious energy coming through today. Let's see what the cards want to say. We have justice in the split, so this ending seems to be a balancing out. Oh, and the tower. Yeah, so there might be something shocking associated around this time as well. Something with the underworld and Thanatos, something hidden. Yeah, something that was held back for a while, starting to come to light. The Four of Pentacles there, that holding back energy. Oh, okay, immediately the Emperor wanted to come out. This could be related to a masculine figure, or we had the King also on the pre-shuffle for the archetypes, so definitely that authoritative masculine energy is wanting to make itself known. Let's see. Oh, okay, this one wanted to pop. Five of Pentacles. Being left out in the cold, on the outs. Potentially some kind of sickness or injury, perhaps, associated with this masculine authoritative figure. Doesn't have to be a male, could be a female. Just somebody who holds power in some capacity and acts with that power, right? The masculine force is an active force. Oh, okay. Oh, that's too many. All right, let's keep going. Okay, well, once again, Four of Pentacles on the bottom. Yeah, something has been held back. So we have 4-4 with the Emperor. The Emperor is the fourth major arcana. Okay, there's a lot here, but I'm going to take them all. So we have Queen of Swords. I can't help but notice her gesture there. It's like she's revealing information is what I'm getting. Something that has been hidden, and feminine energy is often things that are held back, right? Unseen. And we have the Ace of Swords underneath her. We have the Two of Wands. This might be a change of plans as a result of this unveiling, this revealing of the truth, and a new opportunity, right? Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, something you can see, touch, hear, taste, smell, right? Pentacles are associated with earth and the physical things, things that are manifest in our reality. So we have two aces here. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. So an earthly opportunity related to an unveiling of the truth. Yeah, and then on the bottom with this, we have this kind of succession here, 4-5 of Pentacles. So it's almost like whatever has been held back is kind of going to lead to this energy of being on the outs. Perhaps somebody is feeling this way, they're feeling sick or left out or like they need help because as a result of this, whatever this is that has been held back. And perhaps they've been taking their time with it because they've, like the saying says, haste makes waste. They want to wait for the right opportunity to present this information. But there's definitely a big change related to this information that has been in the underworld, right? In the dark, murky parts of life. Let's see if I can get, there we go. And it's something very intimate. There we go. Hmm. Yeah, and once again, there's definitely a shift in how this information has been preserved. We have the village underneath shapeshifting, so 11th house energy here. Communities could have a big impact on a large group of people, or maybe like a family, or something like that. Definitely a 4th house energy, which would be family or people close to you. Hmm. And ants, yeah, people that it's a colony, right? It's a big community that they all come together to work on a goal, but it's like whatever this is has something to do that impacts the colony. Especially so we have 4th and 11th house. So this could be something from the very top, right? The very top levels of authority that kind of trickles down all the way through the larger global scale 11th house to the home level 4th house, right? 4 of Pentacles. Something close to the chest, close to the heart. You can see how he's clutching that pentacle right over his heart. All right, let's get some nouns. Those always shed some more light on what's going on here. So I'm going to reduce these to just, let's do 4. Ghost, quiet, visitor, pig. Ghost. The 5 of Pentacles always kind of gives me this like ghastly energy, right? The things just outside of our awareness. You know, ghosts are, they're kind of like perpetually in this 5 of Pentacles state because they're on the outs of the physical reality that we live in, right? And yeah, somebody's been quiet about something, holding back. A visitor. It's funny because underneath the 4 of Pentacles is the 6 of Swords, so this could be somebody traveling, and underneath that is the Tower. Yeah. So this visitor, this person who's traveling, could be the one to kind of break the news about what's been going on underneath the surface in the background. It could be this Queen of Swords here. You know, the way I have this laid out, it's almost like this Queen of Swords is like shepherding these people who have been on the outs, right? And she's like, look, let me show you what's been really going on. And then that allows these people who have been kind of out of the know, right, to one, have a new opportunity and to change their plans. 2 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. And then pig. I did have the figure of a pig, or like I took it as a piggy bank because it was associated with the 2nd house, which is all about value. On the days that I was reading for that, but yeah, it's coming through again, pig, and it's the 4th. Look at the number 4, right? It's giving me this idea of savings, right? Especially associated with the 4 of Pentacles. It makes me think of a piggy bank again, but it's almost like something related to value or to wealth or property or something like that has been held back, kept quiet, and then now there's some visitor that is going to kind of reveal a truth, and like it brings in these new opportunities and allows for new plans. So the two I'm kind of confused about is really this ghost and this pig energy. So ghost is giving me, obviously ghosts are representative of those who have passed on. So it's really kind of giving me this like will energy, like, inheritance. Like, it's almost like somebody who passed on has left something, right? This person of power, and it's right next to the Five of Pentacles, right? Yeah. I mean, look, this is kind of like, maybe somebody who was in a position of authority but then became sick. And yeah, I mean, we literally have the archetype of death, Thanatos, here in the underworld. Eighth house energy is about inheritance, right? So, Eros, intimate things of value here. Interesting. Okay, yeah. So, sharing resources, right? Six of Pentacles, that just flew out. Yeah, so it's like this person who may have passed on, this emperor, seems like they were intending to share their resources with a colony, a group, a family, something like that. But for some reason, it seems like it wasn't done properly, or it was kept quiet. But there's a visitor who is going to reveal some truth. Yeah, I mean, as I say that, Knight of Swords. So now we have, and I was looking at the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Swords. So it's like, yeah, this Queen of Swords is like on their way, right? Like this is actively in progress. So yeah, and then on the bottom we have the Seven of Swords, something kept quiet, something sneaky. Something happening in the background, in the underworld, right? But yeah, so now we have this like Queen of Swords. It's almost like this energy of racing to the truth now. Although we have the saying was haste makes waste. But that may have been the attitude for a while, and now it's like they've decided, okay, I've waited long enough, now's the time. Time to unveil something. What is this pig about? So we know we got more about the ghost. It does seem to be somebody who has passed on, who intended to leave something of value to a group of people, but this intention was kept quiet. But there is someone who knows something about this, they've got the truth in their hand, and now they're kind of like running towards maybe this group with the truth. Oh my gosh, we have like, oh yeah, okay. So it seems like it might have been driving them crazy. They're losing sleep over this. Nine of Swords. Related to this pig, which I'm feeling is piggy bank energy. And now we have the Page of Swords. So much mental energy, and also the High Priestess. So it's like the Page of Swords is like discovery, right? Somebody who's discovered something. They've learned something new. And then the High Priestess is like intuitively they were led to this truth. So this is feeling like somebody else, not necessarily this Queen Knight of Swords energy over here, but it's like somebody else was following this. They were tracking this story using their intuition. High Priestess. Page of Swords, High Priestess came out together. So that is like, fresh knowledge as a result of intuitively following a story. Something they could feel in their surroundings. That's very interesting. Okay, but what is this pig? This like, is this property? Is this money? Oh god. Okay. Three of Wands. It's expansion. Yeah, it's something that's going to expand somebody's opportunities, somebody's energetics, right? The energy surrounding their life. It's going to allow for this like ability to interact with the world with more energy. And I mean, what is, valuable things but a denser form of energy, right? So yeah, it's whatever this pig is, it's like energy that was being held back. Something that would have expanded somebody's opportunities that was held back. Strength on the bottom. Yeah, it would have given them this like surge of energy, this strength. It would have strengthened their ability to expand their lives. So, I mean, yeah, this is something valuable. Interesting. Okay. Where do I want to go now? I guess I mean, this message is very straightforward. Something very valuable was being held back, kept quiet. Somebody knew about it, related to an emperor who passed on, who was intending to share resources with a group, maybe a family or a community or something. But these people were kept left out in the cold. They were not given access to this knowledge, to these resources for some time, for some reason. That would have allowed some kind of expansion of their lives. And I'm not saying this is a nefarious thing because we started off this reading with haste makes waste. So it's almost like maybe somebody, I don't know, because it's like secretive too. So it does kind of give this like slimy feel to it. And we have underworld, right? So it's like dark dealings with death, Thanatos. Something very intimate and valuable, Eros. So there is this kind of like secretive, sneaky, like maybe somebody was trying to get something out of this. Haste makes waste. But I just realized maybe this is a foiling of that energy. It's like the plan was to be secretive and sneaky and not let everybody know about this, this value that was left behind by this emperor. But now somebody is changing the game, and they're getting impatient because haste makes waste, right? They're getting impatient. And I mean, yeah, haste. The Knight of Swords is the hastiest knight. Look at him. He's like flying. Look at those trees in the background. They're like, it's just like this whirlwind of energy. And they're bringing some kind of truth out. But yeah, it's feeling now like somebody got impatient and now they're kind of ruining this plan and they're wasting this plan, this hidden plan. Yeah, okay. So that's where we're at. This is very exciting energy, but so for the viewer spirit, we need some advice on how we should deal with this energy, with this situation that's coming, that's either in progress. It seems like it's actively happening with the Knight of Swords here, with the Queen of Swords as well. So what should we do? Let's get some verbs first, and then I will. I've actually got a Mushroom Oracle deck and a Tree of Life Oracle deck that I haven't used on this channel yet, so I'm going to pull some cards from there. But let's start with some verbs, because verbs are great for action-oriented things. Sprout, behave, spill. Let's get 4 in keeping with the nouns. Yeah, but something is like, it's like sprouting out of the underworld, right? Sprout. So something is coming to the surface. Sprout, behave. So keep your cool, right? Behave yourself. And I already forgot what the last one was. Spill. Yeah, spill was the other one I saw. So yeah, something is being spilled. The truth. Truth is being spilled. All right, so these are the advice. Marry, place, fence, receive. For advice, marry. It's like a coming together. It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to go marry somebody, right? But to marry two things is to bring them together. So the advice is to choose union over separation, right? Which is, you know, that's good. Okay. Place. So as a verb, to place something is to put it where it belongs or put it where you think it should go. So unite and then put things where they need to go. Fence. To fence something is to like block it in. It's giving me that Four of Pentacles vibe, right? Keeping it safe. And receive. This is almost like it's like a union of people, two or more, setting up a place and safeguarding it, fencing it, right? In order to receive Six of Pentacles. Yeah, so it's like coming together to create a safe place in order to receive what was meant for you. Interesting. Okay. So let's get some. I love these cards. The backs of them are so cool. This is the Mushroom Oracle by Nicola McIntosh. There's the book cover for anyone interested. So let's see what wants to come out. And you know, it's funny. I should have showed it before I started shuffling. On the pre-shuffle, it was a card timing, and the mushrooms are called Dead Man's Fingers. I mean, we were just talking about like a dead emperor, right? The dead masculine energy. Somebody in a position of authority who could wield that authority, who would use that authority. But yeah, and timing, once again, haste makes waste. This idea of timing, whether it was related to like a secretive, shady plan, or I mean, that could be working on multiple levels. But yeah, this idea of timing coming through again. Right, so spirit, okay, there we go. So we'll take this one. Ooh, okay. So yeah, we saw the word behave before so on the bottom, we've got the number 5, lion's mane, Leo energy here, calm. Yeah, so that's on the bottom, but we're going to go with the one that flew out here, which is the fairy ink cap subtlety number 22, which of course, digital root of 22 is 4. You add the 2 and the 2, and you get 4. But subtlety, yeah, something very subtle, fairy ink cap. So I am going to read from the book here. 22. Caprinellus disseminatus, fairy ink cap, subtlety. And this is an edible mushroom, but it says it's fragile and insubstantial, so it's very dainty. The fairy ink cap is normally found in dense masses attached to tree stumps and roots. Something to do with roots. It starts off a pale white and turns to gray before it blackens and dies. Very delicate, the fairy ink cap will collapse when touched in an absolutely stunning display if you ever come across them. Huh. So this seems to be a very delicate matter that requires finesse and subtlety. So this is that behave yourself, right? We had that on the initial page load for the verbs. I saw the word behave stood out to me. The meaning, some things can come and go in the blink of an eye. One day they are there, and the next they are gone. The energy here is delicate and fairy-like. This subtle energy is here to create a magical atmosphere, a beauty that sometimes goes unseen. Yeah, we're dealing with the unseen again, the underworld, and something that has come and gone. This emperor energy that has passed on. Are you noticing the subtle energies around you, or are you too busy to notice? Fairy ink cap reminds you that many small or subtle acts can create massive shifts. This card is a reminder to be subtle. Moving in on something like a steamroller might not be the right course of action. Haste makes waste. Oh my gosh, this is the perfect card for this reading. Subtlety is key here and can be extremely powerful, so give it a try. Someone may be trying to tell you something that you are not hearing because it is very subtle. Yes, intuition, right? Are you listening to your intuition? Because that's how it comes through. Very subtle. High Priestess energy. It's telling you something new about whatever this situation is that's going on. Much wisdom can be gained by observing and feeling the subtle energy around you. Every plant, tree, or flower is giving off subtle energy. People, pets, and places may have a subtle energy that can only be felt when you quiet yourself enough to be able to sense it. Fairy Inkcap says to slow down, create stillness and mindfulness in your practices, and you will gain great wisdom from the energies around you. You don't need to go out and search for this energy. It will find you if it hasn't already. But be ready to listen and take it on board because it could come and go before you even realize it. Yes. So that's what kind of like what tarot reading is, right? It's tapping into those subtle energies, and there's a lot of wisdom to be gained by doing that. So it's like you get this like sneak peek of what may be going on behind the surface, right? In the underworld, in the unknown, in the unseen. Delicate matters. Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's really cool. I'm glad yeah, so once again, Fairy Inkcap number 22, Subtlety. All right, and then I also want to draw from the Tree of Life Oracle. This one's by David Wells, artwork by Roberta Orpwood. This is the book cover for anyone interested. So let's see. Now, before I shuffle, on the pre-shuffle, I had the star. There's no nudity here, so I can show this without censoring. It's a beautiful card. I love the artwork in this deck. 28th Path, the star, hope, inspiration, and dreams. So yeah, there is something hopeful, something inspiring, something liberating, right? The star energy about whatever this reveal is. Okay, let's see here. Okay. We were just talking about wisdom, and the card that came out is Hakma, the number 2, wisdom. Uranus, that's the glyph of Uranus there at the top. But yeah, you can see it says wisdom, inspiration, spark, the divine masculine. So once again, this masculine energy coming out. Divine masculine energy. But yeah, we are being given some kind of wisdom here. From subtle energies that we have tapped into here. Some very delicate process associated with some kind of inheritance or will or something left behind that was meant to be shared with others that wasn't. It was not shared. I will read the definition for that from the book, but also just want to point out on the bottom we have the High Priestess again, 13th path. True knowledge, peace, inner light. Yeah, oh, I had a camel come out in one of my recent readings. Look at that camel there. Yeah, it's like this, I don't know. You're on the mark with something. I mean, look, there's a bow and arrow there. But yeah, this camel, it's like the haste makes waste, right? Camels are very kind of slow moving methodical creatures. They can store water inside themselves, so they're like prepared to go the long journey, right? But once again, camels also make me think of this idea of like resources coming in, because that's what camels would do. They ride people through the desert, but they could also carry lots of things. They were very enduring creatures. Okay, let's read the entry for Hakma here, wisdom. Let's see. Oh, there we go. All right, so Number 2 on the Tree of Life, Hakma is found at the top of the Pillar of Mercy, receiving the first breath from the top of the Tree of Life and providing a spark that ignites the whole process of becoming. Uranus is the planet, a planet of shock, disruption, and the future. So the tower energy, right? We saw that card come up a couple times. Features. The main figure is a man, already old but wise beyond his years. As he embodies the whole universe, the ancient force of creation runs through his veins. Guidance. When this card appears, you're being offered a helping hand. Yeah, the Queen of Swords, right? She's literally offering a helping hand. Look at her hand. She's bringing this intuitive wisdom that you already knew internally to light for all to see, right? Even if it comes with disruption, it's time to move things along, to add energy to help things head in a new direction. Yeah, whatever this reveal is, it's going to be, it's going to shake foundations, right? Sometimes events come along that appear to be outside our control, but there is within them an element of guidance that feels more than circumstance. It feels magical. You may have invited change in, perhaps to remove some stale or outworn energy in your life, and here it is. You're being asked to have faith in your own wisdom, that inner voice that reminds you that you know what to do, you know what must happen next. Perhaps that is taking on the role of disruptor. Your astrological chart could offer you some insights at this time. Seek the counsel of the heavens and learn more about the directions open to you. This is not a time to play it small. You are the divine guiding force of your own being. It has some advice for activating this energy as well. So we'd all like to wave a wand and swish about in a kimono, and there's nothing wrong with that, but this card suggests a ritual that is simpler. Write down what you want. Imagine you're writing with a pen dipped in the magic of the stars and imbue it with the magic of your spirit. And now end with the words, so be it. Beautiful. Yeah, so you may want to get clear on whenever this information comes to light, you might need to get clear on what it is that you want, right? Two of Wands, planning. You might have to take some time to step back and really look at the situation, the world as it is now, and really get clear on what it is you want to do with this new opportunity. Ace of Pentacles. Lovely. Wow. Okay. Whew. Well, this one was yeah, I like this reading. It's very, there's something going on here, very full of intrigue, right? It seems like there may be some dark elements to this story and how it plays out, but you know, that's life. Life is full of twists and turns and surprises and things you never thought would happen. And that's part of the magic of life, right? It's the good and the bad, the good with the bad, and knowing how to balance those and stay centered in yourself and do the best that you can do. So yeah, that's all I have today. I want to thank you so much for being here with me. If you liked the video, please like it. Helps the channel grow. If you have anything to share, put it in the comments below. Other than that, as always, take care of yourselves. Keep your heart open. Bye.